Go live. We are live back at you. I don't know if we're live because I don't know if DJ said it to live or semi-live. So I'm a guess that we're live, and probably be wrong. But you don't know the difference if you're watching this later. So yeah, welcome to the Baltimore Colts Show. We are in the conference championships week. We do want to go back and kind of talk a little bit about the divisional playoffs this past week. Kind of a crazy week, I think. Starting off with the Falcons versus the Eagles. Pretty close game. I, I thought both teams played pretty well. Any thoughts on that game, DJ?
Yeah, I think this one to me was the most surprising of all, as far as like not expecting it to go that way. I've been saying it before, I'm surprised Lamar didn't show up so we could talk about how the Eagles won this game. Because apparently he just really believes in Nick Foles. And like I said, I just don't think Nick Foles is Carson Wentz. And in the same breath, like, and I didn't even realize this, but we act like Nick Foles has this huge playoff experience. That was his first playoff win, so he doesn't. Like we act like he like has this big playoff experience, but he really doesn't. So, um, but yeah, it was a good game though. I mean, I don't think we had, besides one in particular, a really bad game. You know, there was only one really just terrible game from the divisional round. The divisional round was really good, but this game, I enjoyed it. I, from what I got a chance to watch, I really got a chance to watch kind of the end of this game because I was actually hanging out with a friend uh, during this, and they had the freaking TV as far away from me as they possibly could, so I really couldn't see very much. But it was a pretty good game. I was just surprised that the Falcons ended up losing this game. I just didn't expect it.
Yeah. Then we got this game. We had the Titans versus the Cheetahs, their new name, formerly the Patriots. So I watched this game, and then I went to talk to one of my friends who is a Titans fan, and he said that all the time he hears people complain about the Patriots cheating, and he doesn't like read into it or anything. He said after that game, he's like, I get it now. I get it. But it really felt like they had the officials in their pocket. Especially in that game. Like it felt like everything that could go wrong for the Titans did, and everything that could go right for the Patriots did. I was like, bruh, really, really, just admit it. Just admit it that you're paying off the refs. Just do it. Just admit it. Like, just admit it, and we'll move on. DJ.
Yeah, this game was interesting at first. It was 7-0, I think, after the first quarter. And we're thinking, oh, okay, we're gonna get a good little game here. And then the Titans decided not to score again until like the fourth quarter when they were already down 35-7. So yeah, this game was awful. I mean, I don't think we expected very much, but this game was terrible. Like I would have rather had the Chiefs in there or the Ravens or whatever. Some other team that could have put up a better fight. Like this, I mean, this was awful.
Yeah. Then we get into the two, I feel like, better games of the week. First of all, we got the Jaguars and the Steelers. This game I thought was really good. The back and forth between the two. Hopefully, I feel like if the Jags can play as good as they can, or as good as we know they can, they might have a chance against the Patriots, especially with how they played against the Steelers. But then again, I don't feel like the Steelers played as well as. I mean, I don't think the Steelers are that good anyway. But I don't think they played as well as up to their potential in this game. But it was a very high scoring game, 45-42. DJ?
Um, Sorry, This was probably my favorite game of the whole playoffs. I Everybody knows my hatred for the Steelers, and I've been saying this, and this is not even like as a Ravens fan. This is like legit watching the Steelers for what they've been, for what they have been over the course of the season. The the Pittsburgh Steelers have been so close to losing to bad teams. So once you get in the playoffs, you it's one of those things like once you get in the playoffs, it's gonna come back and bite you. Like that, like there's a difference between finding a way to win games and almost losing games to bad teams. Like it seems very similar. It seems like the same thing, but there's a difference there. But between that, because I mean they went through that stretch of games where they should have lost to the teams that didn't even make the playoffs. You got the game against the Ravens. You got the game against the Bengals. The game against the Packers. The game against the not the game against the Titans. You can skip that one. The game against the Colts and the game against the Lions. I mean that's 6 of 7 right there. Like that's 6 of 7 games against teams who didn't even make the playoffs, where they were right there about to lose that game and just found a way to and just ended up winning at the end. Basically for the most part by field goals. So the Steelers are one of those teams that I've been saying it since they made the playoffs and since they were going to be in the playoffs. I felt like they would lose in the first round that they played because they were right there almost losing games to teams who didn't even make the playoffs. So, and plus losing Ryan Shazier was huge for them as well. But I think you can't blame all of that on them. I I feel like it's funny because the Steelers kind of overlooked the Jaguars, who freaking just whooped them the first time they played them. Like they whooped them at that time, but we really didn't know the Jaguars were going to be that good. And because I think it was back in week 6, and like I think the Steelers for whatever reason overlooked them because everybody, and I think everybody else did too, because everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be the Steelers versus the Patriots, the Steelers versus the Patriots, Steelers versus the Patriots. But the Jaguars are a really good team, a really good kind of overall team, and I think that's the big difference. Because and I was listening to First Take, and Stephen A. Smith was so mad about potentially seeing like Blake Bortles or Case Keenum or Nick Foles in the Super Bowl instead of somebody like Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger or Aaron Rodgers who put up all these big numbers. And I was telling Casey this. I was like, realistically, the guys who put up big numbers are not the guys going to the Super Bowls and winning them, except for Brady. And still, Brady has a better team around him than some of these other guys have. So, I'm excited to see who's gonna advance this upcoming week, but I'm not by any means surprised the Jags won that game. They honestly should have won it by more than they did, but I'm not surprised by any means that they actually won that game.
Yes. And then speaking of winning at the end, this game had me stressed out. Like it literally came down to the last 1 second, and the Vikings came back and won. And I was laughing because immediately when they got that last touchdown, everybody ran out on the field, and I'm like, they still got to kick the extra point though. Like, but this game, this was I don't know if I like this game more or the Jags game, but they were both really good. I felt like I was definitely excited that the Vikings came back, especially that late, with like 1 second left. I was like, but how you do that though? Like, but how you do that? And tell me what I don't even remember who it was who tried to tackle nothing and succeeded.
Well, I
Bruh.
mean, the thing about him, he's a rookie though, and I think what it was, I think he caught himself trying to be a little too aggressive, and I think it's one of those things where I think players have learned to try to go after the legs, and I think he just missed. He because you could see he put his head down, so he couldn't see. He couldn't see anything. He led with the kind of his helmet, which you're not supposed to do anyway. But he led with the kind of his helmet, and he couldn't see anything because he put his head down. So I think that's what got him. Um, But yeah, like you said, I love this game. I thought this game was really good, especially there near the end. You got Drew Brees doing Drew Brees things, um, putting them right in the position to win that game, and he's one of those guys that we've seen that puts up the numbers every year, but it's been hard for him because of the team around him, and he he had him right there. And then my boy Case Keenum, I love this guy so much. I've loved him for a couple of years now. It was not when he was playing for the Rams. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was playing for the Texans. If I'm not mistaken, that's when I really started to like him. But I love Case Keenum, and I'm glad that he's getting a chance to play some big minutes and for a team that he wasn't even supposed to be starting for. That's the crazy part. Like he was supposed to be like pretty much third string when you think about it. Like he was going to be second string until Teddy Bridgewater came back, and then third string. And he's proved himself, and I like it. It's gonna be this Super Bowl is gonna be interesting.
It is. It is. So moving on to the conference championships. I'm going to start off with the later game, the 6:40 game, the NFC Championship game. We got the Minnesota Vikings going into Philly to meet the Philadelphia Eagles. I I think this is going to be a good game, definitely. I'm going to go with Minnesota. Yeah, I'm going with Minnesota. DJ.
Yeah, this is a tough one. But I'm going with Minnesota simply because I think if the Eagles had Carson Wentz, I think it's a whole different story. I think that's still a huge deal.
Yeah.
I think the fact that they don't have their starting quarterback is still a huge deal. And we saw it last week when the Eagles play against a good defense, they're not going to move the ball down the field very well. And they didn't really do it in that game. It was 15-10. So I expect a really good defensive game. And I think the Minnesota Vikings have the better defense, so they'll win this game.
Yeah. Then, oh man, this is gonna be so stressful for me. We got the Jaguars. Oh man, and they're going into New England to play the Patriots. Oh man. Oh man. I'm go Jacksonville, I need you to win this game. I need you to win this game. If you win this game, I will buy a Jaguars jersey. I will do that. I will support you. I need you to win this though for the Jaguars, and I am going to just I'm putting my whole heart in this one, and I'm gonna. Oh, I need this. I need this, DJ.
Yeah, they are playing in New England, but the thing about it is, like, I don't think that even matters as much anymore because New England, for the most part, every single year has home field advantage, or at least is close to it. So I think it doesn't really matter. And we've seen teams in the past go into New England and play very well. What was it? Was it 2011? I think it was when the Ravens went in and was so close to beating the Patriots. Actually outplayed them the whole game. Just a missed catch and a missed kick that I will never forget in my life. That ended that one. And then you had when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, they in the same breath that was a good defensive team that came in and beat the Patriots. So I think it's all set up for the Jaguars to win this game. With the defense that they have, they can get pressure without blitzing, which is huge against Tom Brady. And if you can get pressure on Tom Brady, he just gets uncomfortable. So, I think I feel like the Jags can win this game. I feel like they will win this game with all my confidence in the world. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, but Blake Bortles is not that good. But the thing is, like, playoff football is a lot different than regular season football. You can put up 5,000 yards all you want to, but a lot of times those aren't the guys winning Super Bowls, and I'm sticking to that because it's a fact. If you look back at the guys who won Super Bowls, it wasn't the guys that we put in the elite category besides Brady and probably Russell Wilson, and I don't even know how we put him in the elite category, considering that he doesn't always put up the big numbers because his defense is that good and he's got a running game. But yeah, I'm going with Blake Bortles, and I'm going with the Jaguars and that defense. I think they'll win this game. It'll be tight, but I think that they'll find a way to do it.
All right. Well, that was our predictions for the conference championship playoffs. Next week we got the Pro Bowl. We got the Pro Bowl. I'm going AFC. I think I'm going AFC. I might go NFC. I might do that.
I'm going team Deion Sanders. Is that how they doing it this year?
Like, I like how they did that one year and they were like, nah, it didn't work. So I guess
I think they should do. Speaking of the Pro Bowl, real quick, I think they should do freaking. I think with it, they should do. I'm trying to think. I feel like they should do a draft with like where the fans pick. Like I think that would be cool too if they did. Like obviously pick who already goes to goes to it or whatever. But still, I think it would be cool if they did. If they did one where the freaking, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that would be better. Like I think more people would watch it. I feel like.
Yeah, I think I think I get what you're saying. I think they should obviously do the pick who goes to the Pro Bowl like they usually do every year, but then pick who's on what team, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I definitely think that would be kind of cool because there's guys that I don't know, because I do like the AFC versus NFC thing, but then there's some guys that you just kind of want to see go against each other, and there's certain guys that you want to see on the same team. Like there might be a guy who's on a team in the NFC that you want to see, team up with a guy that's on a team in the AFC, that are on different teams anyway. So that would be kind of cool. But we will be back for the Baltimore Colts show Super Bowl edition. 2 weeks, I think now. 2 weeks. Tomorrow we have our NXT review that Justin's not going to show up for. Thursday or Friday we have TNA, GFW, Impact, Our Championship Wrestling, depending on what day we do it.
Also, a quick note: if the Jaguars do make it to the Super Bowl, this will be the first time they've ever made it.
That is true.
So that'll be
and
very interesting.
If the Patriots don't make it, it'll, no matter what, I think it'll be a team that has never won the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah. The Eagles haven't, Jags haven't, and the Vikings haven't.
But the Jags have only been around since '95. I didn't realize that they were that young.
Yeah.
Man.
I think the Vikings have been to the Super Bowl, but they've never won it. So that'll be pretty exciting for either of the teams, as long as the Patriots.
Yeah, that's true. The Vikings have been 4 times and never won it. Wow.
So we had a crazy season, but it's going to be a very interesting Super Bowl, hopefully, as long as the Patriots don't make it, because. But we will see you on the flippity dippity. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification button so you get notifications when we go live and when we post.
The Facebook page.
I was gonna get to the
Facebook. I don't think he was going to. Like, I don't remember you getting into it.
Go check out the Facebook page. Go check out our Facebook group. Go check us out on Instagram. All that stuff. We might start doing some special episodes just on Facebook. So
that new Facebook Watch, they come out with.
So definitely go like the Facebook page so you can see those too. And we will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.